Hey guys, Nate Rose, the Fit Lender. I'm going to go over VA loan secrets that every veteran and active duty service member needs to know. I got a list here, so I'm going to be looking at the list and then going over them. So, number one, biggest thing is, do I need to do a down payment with a VA loan? The answer, you probably already know this, absolutely not. You can get 100% financing, which does not require any down payment for a VA loan on a primary residence. As long as you qualify for the payment, here's another thing. There's no more loan limits. So if you can qualify for the payment, you can get a home that's $2 or even $3 million, 100% financing with a VA loan. Again, providing you qualify for the mortgage payment. All right, number two, what credit score do I need for a VA loan? Well, as the VA doesn't really have any minimum credit score to qualify, specific lenders do. So there are banks, credit unions, and of course, retail loan lenders that a lot of them have a minimum FICO score that you need to have in order for them to give you a loan. But here's the thing, just because you might have a credit score that's a little bit lower than what this lender that you were trying to get pre-approved from says you don't qualify doesn't mean you can't get a VA loan. As an independent wholesale mortgage broker, I can go all the way down to 580 and still qualify for 100% financing on a VA loan. Because I'm a mortgage broker, I have the ability to go to many different wholesale lenders to find the best rate with the cheapest cost for you. Okay, number three, what is the VA funding fee and do I have to pay it? Quick answer is yes, you do have to pay it. The VA funding fee, it's basically the two things. It first of all, it kind of guarantees and backs the loan for the lender. So the lender can give you better rates and allow you to get into the home with no money up front, so no down payment. That's part of what the VA funding fee covers. So the VA funding fee will cover yours in regards to guaranteeing 25% of the loan, and then also helps out other veterans who are going to come after you that are going to utilize the program. So it's kind of like a club. Let's call it the Veterans Club. And for you allowing you to get a loan with no down payment and guaranteeing that loan in case you default for the lender, they're just saying you need to pay a little small portion into the piggy bank or into the club so that it can continue on for other veterans that come after you. That's basically what the VA funding fee is. And yes, you do have to pay it. It's added into the loan amount on top of the loan amount. So let's just say you get a $400,000 loan. The VA funding fee is usually two if you're doing 100%, 2.15% of 400,000. That's added to the loan amount and put into the payment. All right, number four, can I use a VA loan more than once? Absolutely. There's a first time use and subsequent use. You can use the VA loan many times throughout your life. There's not a limit. However, you can only use the VA loan for a primary residence. You cannot use it for a second home or an investment property. I'll go into more of that a little bit later. All right. The next question is, can I buy an investment property with a VA loan? The answer is no. You cannot get an investment property or even a second home with a VA loan. You can only get a primary residence. However, you can get a multi-family property up to 4 units as long as you live in one of the units and consider that your primary residence and you qualify for the payment. You can use a VA loan for that, but it has to be your new primary residence. All right. Next one. Do I need to pay mortgage insurance with a VA loan? Answer is no. There is no mortgage insurance on a VA loan similar to FHA and conventional when you're not putting 20% down. But instead of a mortgage insurance, there is what the VA calls the VA funding fee. So that kind of offsets. So there's not a monthly mortgage insurance payment, but the VA funding fee is added to the loan amount and that's put into your payment. Okay. All right. Next one. How much can I afford with a VA loan? Well, that really comes down to what you can afford based on your debt to income and your income um, in regards to the mortgage payment. All right. And different lenders have different guidelines based on your FICO score and based on other things. So you need to get pre-approved to find out how much you can afford before you go looking to purchase a new property. All right, next one. Can you use the VA loan while on active duty? Absolutely. In fact, many active duty service members choose to purchase a property and live off base, especially if they have a family, rather than renting. It's just a smarter play. And yeah, you can. However, because you are active military, you are going to have a VA funding fee added onto that. And we'll talk about how we avoid that a little bit later. All right, next one. What is the first steps of getting a VA loan? Step number one is to get pre-approved by a independent wholesale mortgage broker and former Marine like myself. That's step number one. And then we go into other things there. All right, next one. Why working with the VA wholesale mortgage broker like myself can save you up to $13,000 compared to retail, bank, or credit union. And just a quick thing on these retail companies that are spending millions of dollars in advertising saying, hey, we're a VA approved, we have automatic approval from the VA. Yet no one has automatic approval from the VA. Okay, they just do a lot of VA loans, but don't let them fool you. Those retail companies that are spending millions of dollars on advertising also cost you a lot more in the long run in regards to closing costs because they have to pay some major overhead. So that's why working with an independent mortgage broker like myself, we can get you in search for a whole bunch of many different wholesale mortgage lenders that are going to give you the best rates at cheaper costs, and we don't have overhead. So our compensation is much lower than those guys, and their rates, that what they're charging, they don't have to tell you what it is. As an independent mortgage broker, we are 100% transparent. We have to everything, and we get paid by the lender, but our compensation is way less, which is why our pricing is way better, and we can beat banks, credit unions, and retail lenders all day long. Right now, in regards to the VA funding fee, let's talk about this. Let's say you are out of the military now. You can eliminate the VA funding fee as long as you have a service connected disability. We're working with a couple of companies right now that we are referring our clients to who are not service connected so that they can offset and get rid of the VA funding fee for any other time that they do a mortgage loan. All right. So as long as you have a 10% disability, you are VA funding fee exempt, which means you're never going to have to pay the VA funding fee for a purchase or during your refinance. And again, if you are not service connected yet, reach out to me, DM me. Let's get you service connected so that when you do a purchase or refinance, that you're not going to have to pay that VA funding fee. All right, so that was secrets every veteran and active duty service member needs to know about the VA loans. If you have any other questions, reach out to me, DM me, and I look forward to helping you guys get pre-approved on your next property or save you some money on a VA roll. See you guys on the next one.